to our next topic, and it's the Batman will prove that Robert Pattinson shouldn't regret Twilight. I like your title there, John. That's not sure he appreciates that.
Oh, he hates that.
But
Says he wants to kill the person that came up with it.
no wonder. No wonder.
Bats.
While he was still starring as Edward Cullen, the teenage vampire, Pattinson famously dismissed his star-making role in Myers' blockbuster paranormal romance saga. However, the actor shouldn't be so quick to regret his biggest hit, as the Batman will soon prove that the series was just what he needed to get his footing in Hollywood. Cringeworthy as it may have been, the Twilight series afforded the actor opportunities to improve his craft outside the mainstream, while simultaneously proving that he had the charisma and screen presence necessary to be a blockbuster star, and the movies could have ended up influencing the roles he takes on later on in his career, including the Cape Crusader. John, I'm not going to read too much more of that because I'm not really well versed in Twilight, and I was never interested in it. I wasn't part of that demographic, to follow that series. Let's be honest, it was for teenagers.
It was a load of shit, Stephen, that's the truth. The biggest pile of shit.
With you, I'm not that interested in players here, to be honest with you. So, both combined, it's not for me. But, John, I get what they're saying here. Sometimes actors have to go through things they don't like doing to really learn their craft, and it's little things like on-screen charisma. Doesn't matter what the film is or what the franchise is, and it might not be something that appeals to you. But for the actor, I think it's very important to have these elements in place. It separates the good actors from the great actors, or the great actors from the good actors, I should say. And Robert Pattinson, from what we've seen already, away from all the sort of big hits, we watched The Lighthouse last year. We obviously watched Tenet at the end of last year. His charisma and screen presence is there because he has crafted his art, in the previous films. I know that he's done a whole host of independent films, John, after Twilight stuff, and I think that was the best thing that ever happened to this guy. I'll tell you something else as well. When he was announced as the next Batman, I wasn't even bummed about it in any way. I don't think I've ever been actually bummed about anyone being cast as Batman and Bruce Wayne. Certainly Michael Keaton.
After George Clooney, come on.
Excited about. Well, George Clooney's a good actor. It was a terrible film, but when it was announced that Robert Pattinson was being announced, I actually was on board. I don't know about yourself, John.
Stephen, absolutely.
I was excited about this.
Stephen, look, I know he's a great actor, despite the Twilight shit. I was aware of the fact he was off doing independent movies. I hadn't watched the vast majority. I've delved into the guy's career now, and he's definitely a really good actor. Cool guy as well, off screen. Dead laid back and chill. He's not a guy that's been touched with fame and thinks he's a fancy pants and better than everyone else. I think they're right, Stephen, what they say. I think it's definitely conditioned him for the Batman, because they go through and point it out. Twilight proved he had box office blockbuster sort of potential. He could be the leading man in a big franchise and hold it and have all the adulation and not crumble, and that's an important thing to have for these big studios like Warner Brothers, Disney, that you can prove that you can be a leading man, have all the attention and not hit the bottle and stuff like that, and be maybe a noose around their neck, like Johnny Depp perhaps, turning up at premieres drunk and stuff like that. And look, I love Johnny. They also go on to say Twilight lent him the opportunity to go and do art house sort of movies. Having that financial stability after those movies allowed him to go off and pick any project he wanted to do, sort of seek out directors he was excited to work with, and that allowed him not only to maybe improve as an actor, but have the opportunity to catch the eye of a Warner Brothers, to be under Matt Reeves in a Batman movie. Perhaps he wouldn't have had that opportunity if he hadn't done Twilight. He'd just went right into independent movies. He wouldn't have been the name. He wouldn't have had the fan base. And then finally they say he's no stranger to playing moody, dark leading men. So it's allowed him in many different levels, despite being perhaps embarrassed of it, to be honed into the guy he is now, and that's why he's now right to play Batman. So I'm excited for this guy's Batman. I'm excited for these movies, period. Reeves knows his shit. He knows Batman. He knows the history of the comics. He proved that when he was putting down the very first edition of the Batman, and the first photo he shared when it was announced he was doing the movie. And that sort of inspiration's been passed on to the actors, like Zazie Beetz, and who is it? Who's playing Gordon again? Commissioner Gordon. I'm trying to remember his name. Jeffrey Wright.
Jeffrey Wright, yeah.
They're all delving into the golden era of Batman. So that inspiration, that love of the canon in the comics has been passed on to the actors. So I've got faith. They know their stuff. And you heard the other guy. I don't know who he's playing. Sort of Scandinavian name guy, saying it had the energy of a Pixies concert. So there's just that vibe going on. And I'm absolutely certain Pattinson will be an amazing Batman. We've seen it in the trailer. Who are you? I'm Vengeance. It just looks different to any other Batman movie we've ever seen. I can't wait for it.
It's going to be a good... it's a great cast, John, first and foremost, but I think you're right about Matt Reeves. It's funny because there hasn't been any official announcement of any sequels yet. It's just been talk, but everyone's just expecting there's going to be sequels after this film's release. And I think that's the vibe. It's the vibe that Matt Reeves has given the fans. It's the vibe that Robert Pattinson's given the fans, and the rest of the cast as well, John. That they really do. I know that they've already talked about a television series that's going to spin off from this original film with some of the actors that are going to be in this first film going off to do television stuff that's going to be based in Gotham.
Mm-hmm.
But there hasn't been any confirmation that there's going to be sequels yet. But that's a given. You know, I think most people want it already without even seeing the film. That's a good sign, I feel. You don't get into a lot of films thinking that before you've seen the film, and I think most people...
The Last Jedi.
Well, I was going to say, apart from established franchises, John, but I think, The Last Jedi, kill it if you must. Well, he certainly did, Ryan.
Stephen, I remember when it got announced he was getting his own trilogy. I thought, oh God, this is good. He's not had to do a single reshoot. The faith they've shown in this guy, they must see the movie and think this is tremendous. Greenlight that trilogy for him. I thought, this is it. We've got an amazing sequel. Utter shit. Balls.
Oh.
So, we'll wait to the very day we go into the theatre and watch the Batman to maybe cast our judgment. But I'm confident. All the pieces are there. Colin Farrell knows his shit. Jeffrey Wright's a great Gordon. Zazie Beetz is energetic, youthful. Pattinson's kind of youthful. It's all there, man. The pieces are there for it to be great. Hopefully it is.
Paul Dano as well, yeah.
Paul Dano as well, yeah. It was the Riddler, great actor. And then that Scandinavian guy. And who is it that's playing Carmine Falcone? It's another John Turturro. I think it is Turturro. So, great cast, man. Great director.
Can't wait, John.
Looks
but we're
brilliant.
going to just... I was about to say...